Hello, welcome back to the channel Up the Reds TV with me, Andy. So this one is the post-match from last night's game, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. So let's get to it, shall we? Liverpool 1, Real Madrid 0. How does that sound? We beat them this time last year 2-0, but we'll take the 1-0 one this year because they had a better team than last year, and they had a lot of injuries, but they had the full squad for this one available. Okay, Arne Slot, he's certainly got his band back together, hasn't he? And look, the team played well against Aston Villa after possibly the first 15 minutes, and we saw some glimpses of what we were like last season in that game. But this was some performance by the team. It really was. It they man for man, they were superb all over the pitch, and Arne Slot got his tactics spot on. He's gone back to the old school way of playing, the tried and tested. I could have had a ticket for last night. I turned that down because I was feeling under the weather. If you hear me sniffling on this, I do apologise. I still do. Will I regret not getting a ticket? Of course I will. But watching it in the comfort of my home, in the warmth, with a hot drink, it more than made up for it, and the performance itself. So yeah. So Arne Slot made one change, didn't he, from the weekend game, bringing in Wirtz for Gakpo. And you know what? I actually got both teams lined up spot on. The only difference was I said it's either Gakpo or Ekitike that plays up front with Mo. Look, we started the game well in the first half, didn't we? We were very tight out of possession, and the one thing I did notice was that our low block and our mid block were in harmony. By that I mean that the back four were closer to the back three. We were picking up second balls after the first balls, which was great. This was perfect for us to set up against a very good Real Madrid team. They've how many games have they won? Loads. And how many goals have they scored? Tons. But you could see what Real Madrid were doing. They were trying to isolate Conor Bradley with Vinny Jr., the diving Brazilian, and he didn't get any change out of him, did he? Did Vinny Jr., because Conor Bradley was superb, absolutely superb. In fact, the Brazilian got himself booked in the first half because, or was it the second half? Yeah, first half, because Conor had him in his back pocket. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But there is some just about Conor Bradley. Got stopped by the police apparently when he was leaving Anfield. They asked him if he had any ID on him. He said yes, he's got a passport. So the policeman held his hand out, and Conor gave him the passport. When he opened it, it had a picture of Vinicius Jr. on there. The policeman looked at Conor, looked at the picture, smiled at Conor, gave him the passport back, and said, "Safe journey home, lad." So that's how good Conor Bradley was yesterday. 22 minutes, Dom Slob has a free kick. It gets cleared. 26 minutes, Wirtz runs through from the right-hand side and plays the ball through to Dom. He's got to score, hasn't he? He really has got to score. But, the shot was saved by Timo Courtois, who had a brilliant game for Real Madrid again. Their man of the match, clearly. I think he had, what was it? We had 17 shots on target in this game. 17 shots and 10 on target, and 7 of those were saved by Timo Courtois. That's how, like I say, that's how a good game he had. 27 minutes, Robbo had a free kick, Verge over the bar, header wasn't good enough. Then, talking point for me, 29 minutes. Referee's less than 2 metres away. He awards us a free kick on the edge of the box. The handball was in the penalty area. Why, oh why, did VAR get involved with all the histrionics about it not being a penalty, not even a free kick? It took them, 6 minutes, if that, to try and find out what was up. And what happened was, it was nothing. No handball, no free kick. The ball went out for a corner, and he gave the ball to the goalkeeper. Honestly, it's an utter shambles of shite VAR again. Apparently, this guy was in Switzerland watching it on the multiple monitors. So, for me, Clattenburg was saying it was a penalty. If he's telling me it's a penalty, it's a penalty. And but they made the rules up as they go along, don't they? These organisations, because it's Real Madrid, and there's been a video out today showing handballs of Real Madrid not being given, and yet similar handballs have been given for Real Madrid in games. So corruption, call it what you want. So yeah, 36 minutes. Dom Slobberslay again, another shot straight at the keeper. 40 minutes, because Bradley's got Vinny Jr. in the back of his pocket. The lad goes down in the box feigning a facial injury. That he'd gone down like he'd been shot. For once, the referee says play on, because he knows he's play acting. But however, did you see the one against Dom Galatasaray? That one was given. So again, we didn't get away with it because it just wasn't a penalty. So the first half, it was a really, really good half. Real Madrid had their moments in that half. When I say moments, possession-wise, that's all they had. But they were going sideways, backwards. They couldn't penetrate Liverpool's defence. And they tried to do all sorts. Mbappe was trying to drop to try and get the ball and do a dribble with it, but he was getting no joy at all. Second half, 46 minutes. Who was it? Virgil had a corner headed, saved again by Courtois. Corner comes in again. Ekitike header, saved by Courtois. 48 minutes from the corner, do a short one. Mo crosses it in. Ekitike's got to score it or get it on target. He just completely misses his header on target, and it goes out wide. And then, Real Madrid are trying to do something again in the game with the ball, but we were just shutting down all the angles. And man for man, every player was doing that. They were helping the teammates. Jude Bellingham, he's a dirty player. I've heard that he's not getting into the England team with Tuchel because he thinks he's a bit of a it disrupts things, and he doesn't want players like that around him for the World Cup. Now, I saw a Jude Bellingham that was garbage, really. He started giving, fouling, trying to hurt people, free kicks away. He gave one away. Dom Slobberslay, good free kick again. Quarter, pars it back out. And then 60 minutes, that horrible lad Bellingham took down, I think it was Gravenberg, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. It takes him down. Cynical, and he got the yellow card then when he should have had it in the first half and earlier on in the second half as well. So Dom's got the free kick, and you can see Maka pointing. You can see what Maka's trying to do. But Maka said after the game that he was the blocker and it should have gone to Hugo Ekitike. But the ball came to him and he made no mistake. Finally, we beat Quartaro, and with a good header. I mean, he did get his hand to it, but nothing he could do with that because his hands are down, aren't they? They've got to react. But great header by Maka. Yet again, VAR looking for offsides, looking for any infringement that the referee might have not seen. It was a goal. If the liner didn't put his flag up, clearly states that it's not offside, and it showed that. And 1-0. Obviously, we allow Real Madrid to have a bit of the ball again, but again, our mid and low blocks are perfect. They can't get any joy. I think at this point, the Real Madrid players were just looking to foul at us from coming out of our area. But we played some really good stuff, you know. All the players were putting a shift in. They were working for each other. Yeah, Mbappe on 74 had that chance where it came from. I forget who passed it to him. He hit it first time. It was always curling out wide. 77, Arne Slot made his first tactical change, took Maka and Ekitike off. Jones comes on and Gakpo comes on. Gakpo goes straight down the middle. It doesn't go out onto the wing or anything. So he's gone a solid 4-4-2 now as Arne Slot. And you could see that he was going to see out the game. And if we got a chance of a counter, everything was set up for that. Jones did okay, and so did Cody. 80 minutes. They bring on their sub, Alexander Arnold, for Gula. Boos ring round the ground, and rightly so, because he's a Real Madrid player now. The less said about how he left us, the better now. But he wasn't welcome back at Anfield, that's for sure, because he was in the white of Real Madrid. And every time he touched the ball, there were boos. And I don't think he made one clean pass that would have affected them or harmed us in any way. So yeah, and Salah then had a chance on 85, bit of a scramble, breaks to him, and he hits it, another fine block. And Robbo and Wirtz off on 87. Kirkes and Chiesa are on. Kirkes gets involved straight away, gets an injury on his shin, but that was a 50-50 ball. He was determined to win, and he won it. Chiesa was up to his little tricks, and again, you know, there was still 5 minutes added on, wasn't there? So they got a good 8 minutes plus, and they did really well. Conor Bradley saw out the ball for a goal kick. Again, Vinny Jr. involved. Then on 90 minutes, great tackle by Conor. Make sure he won the ball cleanly and got Vinny Jr. and he landed in a heap there. Final whistle, man of the match, Conor Bradley. Absolutely brilliant. He was superb. I'll speak more about him in the players bit. So to the interviews, Virgil van Dijk. Great to see that Robbie Fowler was there, and Wayne Rooney, Theo Walcott and Dan Sturridge. And he came marching over and there was a bit of a laugh between the presenter, Gabby Logan, and the players. Oh, look, he's coming to get you. And that was what Wayne Rooney had said about him and the team. And Virgil went straight for the jugular. He said, look, lots of energy today, lots of hard work. We performed to our game plan perfectly. And then he went on to looking at Rooney. Look, with all the chaos going around, we stayed calm. We have the quality in this group, and we don't listen to any noises. And that was a dig at Rooney, and Rooney was trying to get back, and he said, look, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't having any of it, Virgil. And he reiterated the same things. This is a good set of players. They're a young team, and they're going to be developing as they go on. But and then Rooney went, oh well, what about Maka coming back and playing really well? And he said, yeah, everybody played well, everybody played the part. Arne Slot came in, he had a go at Rooney as well with an off-cut remark. He said, I'm very pleased with the performance. Had many away games, hardly had any rest between the games. Who knows, if we would have had more rest and scored more from our set pieces, we'd probably had more points in the Premier League. And he looked at Rooney and says, that's how it works at Manchester, eh? And that's what managers do, don't they? Rooney didn't have an answer for him. So again, he had a go at him. Asked about Wirtz. He said Wirtz is adapting well to play many games in a week in a short space of time. We're getting him there. And he said, I think we've got him there now. My thoughts. Look, I'm not going to go banding on like other YouTubers saying that, people asking for Arne Slot to be removed, sacked. He's not good enough for this. You know what makes a good coach? And he's a person who talks from experience. And I've already mentioned Arne Slot should be listening to his coaching staff or somebody else, just pulling them to one side. And I had a good assistant coach in doing that. What makes a good coach is that you listen to people, and if they say go back to the old ways, you go back to the old ways, because that's what the players are tuned to. And you saw the players' muscle memory come back because they were set up that way. And as I said at the beginning of this, he's got his band back together. The three midfielders were outstanding. The back four were great. Jomo Dashvili hardly had anything to do. As I said, 17 shots, 10 on target. The one that got me was the stat. It said that Liverpool only had 39% possession. Well, it seemed a bit more than that to me if you look at it. I can't believe Real Madrid had 61%. Surely not. I just thought that we held the ball better than them. We, in transition, and when they were coming to us, we outsmart them. So yeah. Let's talk about the players, shall we? Dashvili, clean sheet again, 2 on the bounce. I can only recall 2 saves, both in the first half maybe. The Jude Bellingham one, where he hits a left foot shot and he saves it with his feet, and then I think it might have been Caravinga had a shot from the edge of the box, but that was straight at Dashvili. And I thought his ball distribution was really, really good, and his hand distribution, absolutely brilliant. Conor Bradley, man of the match performance. His muscle memory came back in this game. His first touch was sublime. His passing, his energy, up and down. Second half, when Vinicius Jr. thought he had the better of him, and I think it was Dom Slobosly running down with the wing with him, but he turned and he didn't realise Conor Bradley was there. Conor clearly wins the ball and in another heap is Vinny Jr. So yeah, he was brilliant. Robbo, obviously Robbo's best performance of the season. He's not had many starts, has he? But that reminded me of Robbo of 2 or 3 years ago. Up and down defensively, going into the middle, causing havoc. Just didn't know how to deal with him in midfield. And yeah, he had a really, really good game. Ibu Kanate, solid game from him. He's got better over the last 2 games, and he's again winning everything, bringing the ball out, finding his teammates, keeping the ball ticking over and not putting his foot on, but just stopping play. Virgil van Dijk was barking the orders, captain's performance, and you could see how he was geeing up the team and winning his duels and his battles. We were never really harmed at the back by this so-called great Real Madrid team. Ryan Gravenberch, another one, outstanding, wasn't he? Absolutely outstanding. It's clicked back from him, Maka and Slob in midfield. So all 3 of them were on par with each other. Say Maka back to his old best. He looked after the ball well, got 91% pass completion. So he had a lot of the ball in midfield, but he was superb. Absolutely put on a show. What about running man, the machine that is Dom Slobosly? He had 4 shots on target, and he provided the free kick for the winner for obviously Maka to score. Do you know what? He's the best all-round midfielder at the club, and he's getting better and better. And you know, if I was Richard Hughes and Edwards, get him that contract, get him signed. I've already said about him being a future captain because he plays like a captain. People are linking him to Stevie Gerrard, but no, football's different now. He doesn't have to do everything because he's got the quality players around him. Stevie G had the same quality of players around him, but yeah. Salah, best game of the season for me. Totally the opposite playing from last season where he didn't have to do much defensively, but he knew how big this game was. He knew how important it was to get either the 1 point or the 3 points, but a loss wouldn't have been any good. So yeah, he was brilliantly helping out in defence and on the front foot as well. Ekitike, another sound game from the young lad. He's worked well off the ball and for the team, and he didn't have. Well, he's had his headers, hasn't he? He missed 2 headers. Oh no, 3 actually, didn't he? Yeah, he had 3 headers, and but yeah, he's fine. He really, really is. Another young lad who's working really well for the team. Now it's clicking. Florian Wirtz, best game for the Reds for me. Set up 5 chances for his teammates to score. Obviously, the best one was when he ghosted in from the left to the right, crosses the ball in for Dom, and Dom fluffs his lines when he should have buried it. Curtis Jones did well when he came on, defensive-wise, and at one point he ran out with the ball. There was nothing up front. Instead of going for the corner, he turned back, looked after the ball and gave it to a teammate, and we still had the ball for the next 2 or 3 minutes after that. Cody did all right, won a header up front, went down, tried to run with it through the middle. They were frightened of his pace, didn't give the ball away, which was good. Milos Kerkez did okay for 9 minutes when he came on. Like I say, he won that, got injured, didn't he? But he's going to be fine. He was solid. Chiesa, loved him when he come on. Again, nice little touches from him. I like the way he brought the ball out of the air and then flicked it over and to give it to Mo to run onto. But really, this is an Arne Slot masterclass. you know, it really was. Every player he spoke to, and like Verge says, the game plan worked absolutely perfect. So every player had a job to do, and they did it brilliantly. So yeah, every credit to him, and that'll keep the Arne Slot out brigade away now, because I know that the team's getting back into form, and the last two fixtures have shown that. Talk about Real Madrid, or the arrogance of Real Madrid. I said to you in my pre-match video that they came to Liverpool. They didn't want to train on Monday night. They thought they'd just rack up on Tuesday, beat us comfortably 3 or 4-0, and go away with the 3 points. But these are prima donnas at that football club, and Xabi Alonso is one of those prima donnas, because he thought by doing that there would be nothing. It'd be an easy way to play, and he should realise what Anfield's like. And on a European night, when the fans are up for it, the supporters who were in fine voice, the songs, they were loud, the tackles on there going in even louder, whistling and jeering, booing, Real Madrid players, and yeah, it was. These prima donnas of Bellingham, Junior, Mbappe and co came to Anfield for the second season running, left with nothing, and it was a great performance all round. Everything went well in this game. So next game up, Man City away. They play tonight. They play Borussia Dortmund at home. I might catch a glimpse of that game, and pick the same team. I would, because we don't play them until 5 days. They have a day less than us, which makes a change, and then it's the short international break before we back for the first game back. It's at home against Notts Forest. So the preview for that game is out on Friday. Okay, so please like, please share, and please subscribe to the channel. I know lots of you are watching this channel again in the 80%, so are not subscribed. So please, can you do that? I would really appreciate that. And yeah, so it looks like we might have turned the corner and onwards and upwards. Have a good evening. I'll speak to you in a couple of days' time. Up the Reds.